You don't miss her. I know that sounds wrong, maybe even a little cruel to say right now, but stay with me for a second, because what you're actually grieving, what's keeping you up at night, what's making you replay the same memories over and over, it's not just her. It's the version of yourself that existed when she was around. And that's a completely different problem, with a completely different solution. Most breakup advice talks about how to get over someone, move on, hit the gym, delete her number, time heals all wounds. But none of that touches the real thing. So in the next 15 minutes, we're going to go deeper than that. We're going to talk about what a breakup actually takes from you, and more importantly, how to get it back. Not for her, for you. By the end of this video, you'll understand something that most men never figure out, even years after a painful breakup. You'll understand why you can't stop thinking about her, even when you know it's over. Why deleting her photos doesn't help. Why keeping yourself busy only works until you stop. And you'll have a clear, honest path forward, not a list of motivational platitudes. Something real. Here's a question I want you to sit with. When you think about her right now, really think about it. What is it that you actually miss? Is it her, or is it how you felt when you were around her? Is it her specifically, or is it the version of you that laughed easier, felt more certain, had someone to come home to? Hold that question. We're coming back to it. Let's start with the thing no one explains. Breakups don't just end a relationship. They destroy a piece of your identity. When you were with her, you had a role. You were someone's partner, someone's person. You had a shared life, shared plans, shared routines that meant nothing to anyone else. And all of that gave your life a specific shape, a specific meaning. Now that shape is gone, and the emptiness you feel isn't just loneliness, it's a loss of meaning, a hole where a piece of your identity used to sit. Psychologically, this is why breakups can feel as destabilizing as losing a job or moving to a new city. Because in all three of those cases, you don't just lose the thing, you lose the version of yourself that was built around it. And most men don't know this, so they try to treat the wrong wound. They think the pain is about her, so they try to replace her, swipe on dating apps, get back out there, prove they don't need her. But the emptiness follows them, because the wound isn't about her at all. It's about you. Now, here's where it gets more complicated. Because you're not just missing the real her. You're missing a version of her that might not even exist anymore. Maybe never fully existed to begin with. Think about it honestly. The her you're replaying in your mind right now, is that the full picture? Or is it the highlight reel? The late-night conversations, the way she laughed, that one trip you took together. Your brain is doing something called Rosy retrospection. It's a real psychological bias. When we look back at something we've lost, we tend to remember the peaks and forget the valleys. You forget the arguments, the disconnection, the moments where something felt off but you ignored it. Your gut was telling you something in those moments, but your need for the story to work drowned it out. The person you're grieving is partly real and partly a character your mind constructed, a character built from the best moments and stripped of the rest. That's not her. That's a ghost, and you're haunting yourself with it. This is the one that nobody talks about. And it's the one that might actually set you free. You can deeply love someone and still be completely wrong for each other. Read that again. Love is a feeling. It's real, it's powerful, and it matters. But a relationship is something different. A relationship is a structure. It requires shared values, mutual respect, and a genuine commitment to build something together. And sometimes, more often than men want to admit, the love is real, but the compatibility isn't there. You can love someone and still be headed in opposite directions. You can love someone and still bring out the worst in each other. You can love someone and still not be able to build a life together. That's not a failure. That's just the truth. And the reason this matters is because a lot of men stay trapped in grief not because they've lost a person, but because they believe they've lost the only person who could have ever understood them. That belief is what keeps you stuck, not the love, the belief. The love was real, but the story you're telling yourself about what it means, that story is optional, and you can choose a different one. Let me be honest with you about something. The first few weeks after a breakup, they're brutal in a very specific way. It's not just sadness, it's this disorienting feeling where you don't know who you are outside of that relationship anymore. You reach for your phone to text her before you remember. You catch yourself thinking, she would have loved this when something funny happens. You go to a place you used to go together and it feels wrong, like the whole room is missing something. That's not weakness. That's what it feels like to lose a piece of your identity. And the cruel irony is that the more you try to push it down, the more you stay busy, the more you fill the silence with noise, the longer it takes. Because the thing you're avoiding isn't the memory of her, it's the empty space where your sense of self used to be. There's a reason you keep going back, keep checking her profile, keep rereading old messages. It's not weakness, it's biology. Research has shown that falling in love activates the same neural pathways as addiction, the same dopamine system, the same reward circuitry, which means getting over someone isn't just an emotional process, it's a withdrawal process. And just like any withdrawal, every time you expose yourself to the stimulus, every time you check her Instagram, reread your old conversations, replay the memories, you reset the clock. You feed the addiction, and the loop starts over. This is why just give it time is incomplete advice. Time heals only if you stop reopening the wound. So here's something practical. Right now, the single most important thing you can do is reduce your exposure, not because she doesn't matter, but because every time you go back, you're telling your nervous system that she's still relevant, still present, still a threat to your survival. And your brain treats loss like a survival threat. That's how deep this runs. Remove the stimuli, not to erase what happened, but to give your nervous system the space to regulate. Download everything to a hard drive if you have to. Block, unfollow, remove, not out of anger, but out of self-preservation. You can revisit those memories one day from a different place, but right now they're keeping you in withdrawal, and you need to get clean. Here's the thing I promised we'd come back to. That question, what do you actually miss? Most men, when they sit with it honestly, realize something uncomfortable. They miss the feeling of being someone who had love in their life, of being someone who was chosen, of being someone who had a reason to come home. They miss the direction, the warmth, the feeling of mattering to another person. And here's what that tells you. Everything you loved about your life with her, that wasn't hers to give you. You brought that into the relationship. You were capable of that feeling because of who you are. She didn't create that version of you. She witnessed it. And now she's gone. But that version of you isn't. It's just buried under grief, waiting. The work isn't to replace her. It's to find your way back to that version of yourself. And this time, build it on something that doesn't depend on anyone else being in the room. That's the real task. Not moving on, coming back. So, what does that actually look like? Here's a grounded, honest framework. In the first week, don't try to feel better. Just try to feel. Give yourself full permission to grieve without judgment. Don't suppress it and don't perform it. Just let it move through you. Write it out if you have to. Not a list of reasons why she was wrong for you. Just raw, unfiltered processing. What you're feeling, what you're afraid of, what you actually miss. That last one matters. When you can name exactly what you miss, you can start to find other ways to access it. In the first month, start building one thing that is entirely yours. Not to impress her, not to post about it. One thing, a skill, a habit, a project that belongs to your life and no one else's. This is how you start to reconstruct your identity on your own terms. And stop waiting to feel ready. You won't feel ready. You'll feel ready about 3 weeks after you start. Beyond that, the goal isn't to forget her or to stop caring. The goal is to reach a place where you can think about what you had, appreciate it for what it was, and not need it to be different. That's not indifference. That's peace. And it's possible, even though it doesn't feel like it right now. So let's bring it all together. The reason breakups hit men so hard isn't just because you lost her. It's because you lost a piece of your identity, the shape your life had when she was in it. The pain is real, but part of what you're grieving is a fantasy, a highlight reel version of her and of your relationship that your brain constructed after the fact. Love and compatibility are different things. You can fully love someone and still not be able to build a life with them. That's not failure, that's reality. And the obsessive thinking, the checking her profile, the endless replaying, that's not weakness. That's an addiction loop, and it breaks when you stop feeding it. The work isn't to move on, it's to come back to yourself, to rebuild your identity from the inside out, not for her, not to prove something, but because you deserve to be whole. If any part of this hit differently than the usual breakup advice, drop a comment below. Tell me what part landed, or tell me what's actually keeping you stuck right now. Because every comment I read, and sometimes the most useful thing isn't a video, it's just knowing someone's actually in it with you. In the next video, we're going to talk about something that connects directly to this: why men fall for the same type of woman over and over again, and what that pattern is actually telling you about yourself. That one might change how you see every relationship you've ever had. Don't miss it.